When Doug Hughes landed his 250-pound gyrocopter right in front of the Capitol, one reporter wasn't all that surprised because Hughes called him a year ago.
He didn't identify himself. He said, I'm going to commit an act of civil disobedience, and nobody is going to get hurt.
They spoke monthly all the way up until yesterday, but Montgomery never really reported him.
He laid out this very detailed plan. He struck me as a sane, overly honest and transparent guy.
His editors didn't call anyone until they knew the copter was in the air, and when they called Capitol Police, it was in what Montgomery describes as a journalistic manner.
It was a questioning nature. Do you know about a man who is headed for protected airspace, or says he's headed for protected airspace in a lightweight gyrocopter?
Some say calling yesterday was too late, insufficient, and unethical.
As reporters, we're not supposed to be in the business of hiding from the public the potential public safety threat.
To the Washington Post, Paul Farhi, there is no gray area, and the public should have known about this well before Hughes was approaching the West Lawn.
Whether it's posting the story enough in advance so that people can see the threat building, or basically calling up law enforcement and saying, this guy is coming.
He had no intention of hurting anyone. Everything he did in his plan suggested he was doing this for the preservation of himself and others.
But Farhi says there's no way Montgomery or anyone in the Tampa Bay Times could be sure of that.
He says he's harmless. They think he's harmless, but how do you really know?
And Montgomery told us that he did worry about how things could go wrong for both Hughes and the people on the ground, but he didn't believe there was a story unless Hughes crossed into restricted airspace. And that, he says, is why it was not published until yesterday.
Critics like Paul Farhi say this is a breach of ethics, and ultimately he put the responsibility on the editors. Now, they say someone above the reporters should have decided to alert the public, and holding it was a ploy, we should say, to increase web traffic. Now, we reached out to the Tampa Bay Times and we asked to speak with editors there, but we did not hear back from them.